we are live. I'm here with Vadimas Gaizutis. He is your Cage Warriors Academy Southeast Flyweight Champ, two-time Olympus Fight Series Flyweight Champ, and Fight Star Flyweight Champ. Have I got all of the champs
You've got
right there?
the whole resume, the whole CV. It's all there. My job application's full right now. I've got the whole CV. Trying to add another one now.
And we're here to talk about you defending your belt at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast on October the 8th. It's been ages since we've chatted. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been good. Obviously, I've been a little bit busy while we haven't spoken, but just so I have more material to come back to you with. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
no, it's
busy
been good.
collecting belts.
You know, it's a living. It's a living. I ain't getting paid for it, but you know, it's
It
a
will
humble
be.
living. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully soon.
Well, I'm mega excited about this fight that you've got at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast because the guy that you're fighting, I'm going to say his name right, Ala Chaibi.
Uh-huh.
I saw him fight for the belt at the last Cage Warriors, and it ended in a no contest. Like
Yeah.
literally, there was a technical fault. All the lights went out. It actually happened twice during his fight,
Mm.
and the lights were on, and he was on the ground, and Fabian was like almost had taken his back maybe. Then the lights went out for a lot longer, and when they came back up, he was in a rear naked choke and
Mm.
like tapping. So I was really glad that it got overturned to a
Yeah.
no contest because it was just a wild set of circumstances and didn't seem
Yeah.
very fair. Have you watched that fight?
Yeah, no, I've seen it, and obviously I heard about it when it happened. And to be honest, for me, that sounds like something from like pro wrestling, from like WWE. You know, suddenly the lights turn off, and what's happening, and suddenly turn back on. Someone's in the cage, someone's not in the cage, and obviously unfortunate for the whole situation. I know both guys, and it was a good fight until that point. Um, but yeah, it was just one of life's funny kind of moments, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but you gotta stay ready. If the lights are off, I mean, you best believe I'm still talking in my chin. Like you gotta stay ready. I don't know what happens. You know, if the roof comes down, you best believe I'm still keeping my hands up until the ref tells me to stop. Because you have to expect these things sometimes, even if it's very unfortunate. But I'm glad, I'm glad as well it's a no contest, and you know, it puts a whole nother meaning to blinking, you might miss it, right?
I know. It was honestly, it was crazy, and that show is like it's got the best production and like
Yeah.
everything always goes smoothly. It was just such a weird thing to happen. But anyway, he gets his shot again, and he gets it against you this time, because you weren't on the last card. So, how
Well,
does it
I've been
feel to be? Go on,
Well,
sorry.
sorry, no, I'm just gonna say, yeah. Well, I've just been preparing for this one. I've been eating my carrots, because they say what carrots let you see in the dark, right?
That's it. Yeah,
So
that's
I've
it.
been preparing for this camp. Lots of carrots, lots of fruits, and just to make sure that my vision's extra sharp. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I say, he's a game opponent. He's a good fighter, and I wasn't unfortunately able to be on the last one because I had commitments to a fight style. I agreed to fight on that first. But yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be back, fight for the belt again, and just put on a show as we always do. I know he comes in aggressive. I know he's an exciting wild fighter, so I know I have to be ready. I'm gonna have to have my game sharp. But I
Yeah.
just feel like this is a great matchup, and I feel like um, if you're coming and you're watching, you're gonna be in for a treat. You know.
And you've defended the Olympus title before. So what
Mhm.
means more to you, winning a belt or defending a belt?
I think defending a belt, but it's kind of both because like for me, you know, I'm not trying to go into this all deep philosophical thing, but like,
I
you
love
know,
it.
you know, it's like when you know, I see it as I'm always trying to win the belt. You know, I'm not trying to be one of those guys like, oh yeah, you know, you got to be tough, you got to. But I always see myself as a contender in this situation. So this is just another belt that I'm winning again. So whenever I defend a belt, I'm just winning it again. And I only realize now that you know I've won the Cage Warriors Academy belt. I defend it this time. I win it again. And then if I defend the Fight Star belt, I've defended all the three belts that I've won. So for me, that's a swan song. You know, that's me. I've kind of gone full circle with this career I've had so far, and I think that it's just you know it's awesome. So I'm excited, and that gives me extra motivation, and I kind of want to have a, complete circle now, complete narrative for my career. It all just makes sense, and I feel like I've just been guided to this point.
And are you talking about the journey to your pro career? Is that what you want to achieve before you turn pro?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong. Regardless of what happens, I'm still gonna go forwards. But I feel like, yeah, this just makes sense. If this was a story written by Martin Scorsese, this is complete point. You've got the beginning, the trials and tribulations of a young, hungry fighter, loses some, wins some. He tries his best. Finally, Rocky makes it to the top, wins some belts, and now it's me defending them. Proving myself. I went from nobody really, getting kicked in my first fight, talking to you, bleeding all over my face at 16. Now I'm 24 years later, and now I'm winning belts. And it just feels good, And so yeah, for me to defend them now, I feel like that's just an extra notch for me to say, look, okay, I've proven myself at these ranks. Let me go up. Yeah.
When I talked to you at Rise of Champions after that first amateur fight, it felt like you expected to be here now. Like it felt like this is how you were expecting things to turn out. Have they gone exactly according to plan?
I mean, obviously COVID messed up the plans in a sort of way. But you know what? Actually, like even during COVID, I was still able to have 2 fights. So I've kind of my attitude has always been say yes to every opportunity, especially at this point. And so I've been blessed. Like I've been lucky. My life has played out in this way. There's been tough parts, of course, and things I had to deal with, but I've just been saying yes, and I've been following, and it's taken me around this journey. So I've taken fights, and I've said yes to these championship fights that I've had, and I've said yes to tough opponents. I've had pullouts on the way, but I've just kind of followed the journey, just kind of like I said, like the story, and it's kind of led me now to this point. And I'm just grateful for that. I feel like I'm being like pushed by the wind, so it's not been too hard. But I've expected that, no matter what I'm doing, this has never been a hobby for me. I've not treated MMA as a hobby, so I kind of expected myself to be here, because if I wasn't going to be here, I'd go to uni and I'd party my ass off. That's what I would do at this age. But I've decided to commit myself to something else, to something greater. And so if I wasn't at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a harsh, critic of myself. I'd be disappointed. So I'm grateful to say I have been.
And it's such a tough division. I feel like on the regional scene, I can't speak for the whole of the UK, but like certainly the kind of southeastern region, the flyweight division is just on fire. Like there's so many top people.
I mean, they're all, well, apart from this guy, and my last opponent, but they're all just small, fast, and scrappy. None of them sit still, and I'm one of them. But we just don't sit still, and I think that's why we're exciting, especially at this level where it's like we're all trying to prove ourselves. If you get taken down, you're not accepting it. You're trying to get it back up. If you take a jab, I'm trying to give you one back, because we're all young, dumb, and we have our egos to be put into check. So we're all trying to prove ourselves, and I think that's what it is. And you know what? A lot of us flyweights, we've been small our entire lives. We were trying to prove ourselves. We all got short man syndrome, trying to fight each other. And and for the taller flyweights out there, they've been skinny their whole lives, so they're trying to prove themselves. I think we just try to prove ourselves, and I think we all just, we got a chip on our shoulder, and that's why it's great. And I've had great fights so far, and no one's ever, like, everybody I've fought have tried to come take my head off. And I appreciate the compliment, so it's good. And I feel like that's why I can say, like, the people I train with, the people I've fought, I'm starting to get up there into the high levels,
Oh, 100%. You are 100%. You mentioned a little while back in this a couple of losses that you've had along the way. You're 7-2. Are they ones that you'd like to get back in the future? They're both still around, both still on the scene. Both.
I see what you do. I see what you do. Oh man, yeah, Katie. Your matchmaking's perfect there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, one of them I trained with. Me and Sam are actually become really close since then, and we get each other ready now. So he's part of the team, and that's great. So that's definitely not, well, unless me and Sam have business, we can make some money. Maybe we'll sell it like that. That's okay. But yeah, regarding Fabian Oofs, absolutely. I mean, of course, as a competitor, I always want to get my fights back. I think we were meant to do this one actually. That was kind of sort of the plan. I think he's
I
doing
thought it might
IMAF
have
now.
been.
Yeah, I think that's the fight kind of everyone wanted to see. I think
Yeah.
me myself as well. I know that I can beat him, and it's not that you know, he beat me fair and square, but it's not like something where I felt like I was outclassed, and I know I can get
No.
him. So, you
And you've
know,
also grown so much since then. Like, I was gonna say you get better every fight, but you'd be doing something wrong if you're not getting better every fight. But like, just the development between fights with you is insane, and your fight IQ and just like the way that you read fights when you're in
mm,
there, I feel like
mm,
that is just you've always been super talented. When
thank you.
I watched your debut, I was just mega excited for what was the future of MMA in the UK. But to see how much you've grown in this time has been awesome.
No, I appreciate that. I really do. And it's just a testament to me. It's all me. It's no one else. It's all my hard work. It's,
Yeah.
there's no one I can thank. There's no
Yeah.
coaches, no training partners, nobody. It's just all me. My mom, she's all right. It was me. Nah, nah, it was 100% all those people that I said it wasn't. Like, I train my ass off, and I'm just, like I say, I'm lucky to be in the position I'm in. I've got a mom who's always supported me since I was, before I was old enough to drink. She was pushing me in, and always at every competition. And I've got to thank my coaches. I mean, Brad, Ash. I've been doing some strength and conditioning first with V2, but now with Liam, and just everybody, all my training partners. We've got, honestly, people don't understand. I'm sparring against the best flyweights in the country, going to be the world. So I have to improve. There are times when I'm leaving Tuesday, Thursday sparring sessions, like, man, am I really? Like, I could have had it so easy. My life could have been so easy. I could be right now, probably like in the summer. I could be in Ibiza with the boys after I finished my Tesco Express shifts and earned enough money and went on a lad's holiday. But I didn't. I was getting ready for Sabir, who's another tough fighter on his own right. So I'm just in with the best of them, and I just have guidance, and I have people that love me. And that's what's got me to this point. And I've had mental struggles with this. It's not been easy, especially people that are close to me know that. But it's just you have to show up for yourself, and people have shown up for me. So like I said, I'm thankful for everybody. And if there's names that I haven't mentioned, I mean you too. But yeah, but that's also why my attitude to these fights is like I'm trying to prove myself every time.
Yeah.
In my last fight, I was like, look, if I'm as good as I want to be, I need to beat this guy. If I'm as good as I want to be, I need to beat Allah. Like, that's just how my mentality is, and I'm never good enough until at least I get a win. So it's not exactly the healthiest mentality, but it's what gets me going. And now I'm just pushing myself with the best people in the country. So yeah.
Is it ever difficult when you see pictures of other mates that are on holiday and just having a laugh or chilling, or are you just 100% focused all the time and not tempted by any of that?
Oh no, no, I'm definitely tempted. Do you know what I mean? I'm definitely tempted. I sometimes have like thought like, oh man, like if I had no, like I don't know, if I had no friends, no anything, and I was just like living in a dingy cellar, then I would have nothing else to do but just do MMA, and that would be good.
Yeah.
Obviously I don't actually think that, but like no, there's so many temptations in my life, and it's hard to navigate through it. But you know what? That's what gives you the mental toughness. I feel to say no to certain decisions. Like yeah, I wish I could some look at some of my friends' pictures and go with them on holidays, but ultimately it's all for the long term, right?
Yeah.
Short term, this might feel great, but before I know it, I'm gonna blink my eyes and I'm 30, and then what will I have to show for it? I want to be able to tell my kids like, look, this is what I did. This is the route I took, and I don't want it to be just an easy stroll through the park. I want it to have been a climb, something that's worth reading, not just something that someone can read in a blurb. I want to be like a flipping five book series. I want my life to be written in like a Lord of the Rings type size for each book. That's what I want my life to be recorded as. I don't just want to be one little blurb.
That's why I love talking to you, Vad. Like your dreams are so big, and like you just from such a young age as well, you've just known where you wanted to go. What I took home from Ibiza was a tattoo, so you're probably not missing out.
Oh yeah, wait, what tattoo? What, you got a tattoo from
I've
Ibiza?
got, I've got passion cherries, but
Nice.
it was a long time ago.
Well, when I finally make it to Ibiza, we'll see what tattoo I end up. Probably some drunken mess, but I'll show you.
You can do that when you've retired.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Brad and Ash and the team there. Obviously, you train at GB Top Team. The talent there is immense. How is everyone? We've just seen Nathaniel pick up two really quick wins. Not quick in terms of time, but like
Mm.
a short space of time. Had two fights in the UFC, looking better than ever at featherweight.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, when you have your teammates performing like that, it's hard to not be inspired. You know, it's just yeah. I just feel that's why I feel proud. You know, just carrying the badge and just seeing my teammates do well, seeing what they do, and then just putting in the work myself. Yeah, I'm just proud of all of us, and there's a lot that goes through when you're training. I mean, he's recently spoken about his feelings
Yeah,
and his anxieties and things like that, and I completely understand in that regard. And so it's really inspiring, but it's also inspiring to see the struggle and to see where they come from, and then see the hard sparring sessions. Because I sometimes you not sit around. I don't sit rounds out, but sometimes you're looking around and stuff, and you see people spar, and you see the good side and the bad side, and that we're
yeah.
all grinding away. So it's hard. But having such a talented team is what makes me try to perform to my best. I think if I had it easy, I wouldn't be nearly as improved as I am now. If I just smashed all my sparring partners, yeah, I wouldn't be where I am. So, it's both. You have to have the good with the bad, I think.
100%. And he had those wins recently, but he was
Mm,
out for a long time before that with an
mm.
injury. And
Yeah,
that I think is like the toughest side of fight. Like Brad always says that fighting's 90% mental. I know that's like says it
yeah.
at least once a day.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh, 100%. Pretty much when I walk through the door, by the time I leave, there's some kind of inspirational motivation quote that I can at least write on my wall or something like that. Like yeah, Brad's full of those. But but it's good.
it's
See, having a coach like that is good.
yeah, just that side of fighting, I just think is so tough with, with
Mhm.
injuries and not knowing when you're going to be back. And like you said, you don't even want to sit around out when you're suddenly, you're an athlete and you're used to training every day and you're a hand down or whatever it is. It
Yeah.
just must be really, really frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, well, I broke my hand in one of my fights. In fact, early was it beginning of this year? Yeah, it literally was beginning of this year. I wasn't. That's why I fought till July. I waited till July to fight because for the first few months, my hand was messed up. And see, having people like Nathaniel who's gone through that. Excuse me. Having people like Nathaniel who's gone through that. That was a really good like motivation for me. I was like, okay, if he's been out and he still came back and did it, so can I. Lonnie also broke his hand, before. So it's
Yeah.
just I can look at these guys and I can just take inspiration from that. I'm still the young guy. I'm still, the young, pretty guy in the gym. So I can
Of
look at these
course.
grizzled, of course, as I look at these grizzled veterans, uh, I can learn some stuff from them. But when I have my grey hairs, I'm sure hopefully I'll have some things I can pass on too. But that's what I'm just learning from these guys, and I'm still gonna try learn how Nath does those trips, those flipping trips. I'm trying to absorb some of those for my next fight. So maybe if I learn in time, just there's a little preview.
Just don't mess it up and injure yourself.
Probably will happen, but then that's where we fight through it, right? Fight through it, show how tough we are. Yeah,
And then the girls are doing amazing. Like the girls are on fire at GB Top Team. You had Olga just fighting for the title after she
yeah,
signed for Invicta, which was absolutely amazing. Lost a really close split decision to the defending champ. Aiko, I
mm,
bloody love this
yeah,
woman
yeah.
and her story and everything. I
Yeah,
just think she's
yeah.
so cool. And to go to Canada and win on Poor FC. Like I love that show. I love everything about what they're doing. Claire Lopez on Combat, like just absolutely killing it. She looked like a mini One Punch out there.
I've
Just
been
like
saying that she needs to take his nickname. She needs to, because she's honestly she's a firecracker as well. All our girls, but yeah, just for the times I've sparred Claire, it's you got to watch out because she will sit you down as soon as you realize if you're not careful. So you got to be, I mean, our girls are just I honestly think we've got a crazy female team. For a lot of gyms don't have that. A lot of gyms don't have like a team of women where we
yeah.
do. And yeah, and they're smashing it. So it's really great to see. It's really great to just to have both, and be proud of that. And I think we just we just fuel each other and stuff like that. But yeah, Claire's got a one punch knockdown. I'm trying to copy her now. I'm trying to get one of those Claire uppercuts as well, because that was I was kind of jealous when I saw that. I was happy for her, but I was like, man, I kind of wish I got one of those. But yeah, it was good.
It was very impressive. Like I just thought you can tell who your coach is straight away.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah. All she needs now is to break her nose, which I hope she doesn't do. But then she's definitely got the
Playing basketball though, not fighting.
Yeah. Oh, we were playing dodgeball the other day, to be fair. So.
Oh, it could happen then. So, is there anyone else from GB Top Team on the Cage Warriors Academy Southeast show?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of people. Oh yeah, we're coming in as an army. Something like I think like 10 people.
Amazing.
I'm trying to. I don't want to leave anyone out, but we got quite a few. We got like Gabriel. We got Nico. We have me. We have Sean Fraser. We have Frankie. We have literally a ton of people. I don't want to leave anyone out, so I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're like coming in as an army, and I love that. I always love that team environment. It was the same as at Fight Star. I was really happy I got to fight with Banny on the same card, Sam as well. But it was just really me and Banny have been talking about getting a fight on the same show for a while now, and it was nice for that to be that show, especially how long we've been like talking about his comeback. So I always love fighting with this on the same card as my teammates, because you just absorb that energy. And if one of us loses, that's fine. But I'm always like, okay, I need to get that back. If one of us wins, I'm like, okay, I need to carry that on. It's a
It
team.
can be really, I feel like it kind of puts more of the pressure on. Like if everybody wins, you kind of feel
Yeah,
like, oh, I can't be the one to let the side
yeah.
down.
Because penalties when
Yeah.
goes forward, you score, and then the other one's like, oh, okay, great, well done, and then you're like, oh shit, it's me now, and you have to come along and but that's it. But we're a team, that's why. So it's good, and we're all gonna help each other, warm each other up. But we're coming like the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s. That's the goal now. We got them. I'm not saying who's Michael Jordan, but we got a solid team, and I'm hoping maybe we don't get rings in the sport, but we'll definitely get some more belts. Not just me. I hope my teammates do, and I know Sean's fighting for the belt for this Cage Warriors Academy, defending his. So
Do you get to keep the belts?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to. Otherwise, I just left with it. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. And they're nice.
Do you get another one if you defend the same title, or
I hope so.
do you just like
just be off? Well, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I was kind of assuming I'm gonna have to speak to Jack then. Otherwise, sorry, Ella, but I mean, I'm not getting paid, so it's amateur. I at least get the belt,
But like, you're gonna have so many of them. Where are they? Do you keep them at the gym?
So yeah, keep them at the gym. I don't keep them here at the HQ at my house. I don't keep them because it's nice to.
Bedroom's not big enough.
Yeah, literally. Now I might have to sell them on eBay one day if I need to get a car, but yeah, no, they're at the gym, and it's nice because it's nice to be have my belts alongside other people's, and have mine's close to Nathaniel's when he won it on the rook, like big Cage Warriors and Brad's belts, and so it's nice to have that, just be part of the gym. I feel like it just gives it a little bit more energy when people see those belts, and that's why I put the new Fight Style one as well. I kind of like to have it there, and just when I come home, I want to be just the average Joe. I just want to be like
stay grounded.
Yeah, I don't just like anybody else. Just I don't want to see the belts there. I want to be keep myself humble because they're not pro belts. And as much as I like to joke around, I call myself Triple C and all this, just have a bit of fun. They're not pro belts, and
I
I'm
got
always
it.
going to remember that. And as great as amateur is, you know, we're really going for the real pro belts. I'm not trying to have any replicas.
Well, that's why I love. I can't remember. I think it gets asked all of the time anyway. But somebody asked Nathaniel when he was going to change his name from the Prospect when he went to the
Oh yeah.
UFC, and he was like, "I'll always be the Prospect until I'm UFC champ." And
Mm.
I think that's amazing because you've got to kind of still see yourself in that way, and got to still be like, in order to still be hungry and still going after something with the same kind of ferocity, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, to be fair, like no matter how much you win, you're always going to be humbled in our gym. Like you're going to be humbled, whether that's physically, on the mats, or Brad's gonna say something. Ash is gonna they're gonna put you in your place. You know what I mean? Like you're never the best. You're not the big man in the gym. No one is
Yeah.
really. And we celebrate each other's wins and things like that. But man, like every time I'm like gassed about my title fights or title wins, and they always remind me that it's amateur. Okay, like relax, and it's not to put me down, but it is just to keep
No.
myself in check. I've come a long way, but there's still a long way to go.
Mhm.
So we're not done yet. Um, and yeah, that's how it is. But Nath is definitely the contender now. He wants to call himself the prospect because it sounds cool, but he's definitely the contender. He can be the champion, but I think the prospect's a cool nickname. I feel like just share it a little bit. We've got a lot of prospects coming up, so.
Oh, 100%. And tell me about that GB Top Team flag that comes out whenever somebody wins in the cage. It's
Mm.
covered in blood. Is there only one of them?
So there's two of them, I think.
Okay.
So there is two of them. There's the OG, which I like. After a fight, you don't like he just throws it at you, so you don't really have a choice. But I've been trying to get that into the wash, but Brad like keeps it in like a locked suitcase in a vault. He makes sure like everyone's been trying to clean that, but because I don't know I don't know what germs it is from the blood and all this and that. And I
I
love the
know.
whole warrior
I
thing.
wonder how many different types of DNA on it because
Oh,
it's like
100%.
everybody from the gym plus every opponent they've ever fought
Yeah,
is all
yeah.
over that flag.
Yeah, nah, yeah. So I mean, but there is another one as well where we can kind of like because some people fight twice on a show. Like one person's fighting here, someone's fighting somewhere else. So we have like a safety one. But yeah, that it made me laugh though. My last fight, Sabir actually chucked it out. He actually chucked out. Yeah, I didn't even take it personally. Before I realized what happened, I just started laughing. I was just like, oh, okay, fair enough. I think he like Brad threw the towel, not the towel, sorry, or not the towel. No, he threw
No,
the
not the towel.
no, hopefully no. Hopefully, yeah, Sam and Media never saw that, but no, he threw the flag, and I think it like landed right next to Sabir. And obviously, after the fight, you're not exactly happy if you haven't won, so he just chucked it out, which actually made me laugh. But yeah, I got it back in the end, and yeah, that's been draped around my shoulders. Um, with all kinds. That's why I shower immediately after, as soon as I can. I try to shower out, but it's
I
a great feeling.
I do love the concept of the flag though because you guys are all so proud to
Mm,
represent and it's a wonderful team and just a wonderful vibe that you've got in the gym. Beautiful facility. I still need to come and see it in person. Great coaches there. Like it's just sky's the limit for all of you. I'm just really, really excited to see well, I'm devastated I'm not getting to this show, but I'll be watching on
yeah,
pay-per-view. I'm really, really
I
excited to
appreciate
see
that.
this
Thank you.
fight for
Thank you.
you and for the rest
Appreciate
of
it.
the team and amazing card, amazing oh, it's just gonna be so good. So you said about defending the Fight Star belt as well.
Yeah,
Would that
yeah.
be with the show in December or you won't be ready to go again then?
So, well, so the plan is this is the plan, and this is no disrespect to Allah. I don't know if he's watching this. Maybe he is. Maybe he's trying to analyze every twitch of my see what I'm feeling, see if he can find some of my mental games. I don't know if he's watching this, but I am fighting after him. The fight in November. on the Fight Star, because it's November 19th now. I think they've changed it. So
Okay.
I mean, God forbid, and you never know what happens. I can go through a first round war, right, and win, and be fine, or I can go through a 3 round boring win a boring decision,
Yeah.
and be injured. So it's like you never know. So, but my plan is to fight this, defend my belt on Fight Star, then start to get ready for the pro ranks, take my time, reset the timer, flip the sand, the sand time around, and just take my time now, because the amateur time is closing. I'm not underestimating anybody, and I'm not saying I'm not being ready and being careful, but I am looking forwards to elbowing and kneeing people into the cranium. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm tired
You're
of
one
these
of the
little rabbit
people that
punches.
I can't wait until you're allowed to do that. I feel like you must practice it in the gym anyway. Like it's
Yeah, yeah. I've
I
been
just remember Lonnie and Luke Trainer's pro fights, like both of them throwing elbows and just saying to
uh,
them afterwards, how good does it feel to be allowed to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like it's like when you finally turn 18 and you can have your first drink. Not that, and this is the thing. Not that you haven't had your first drink before 18. You might have thrown a couple of elbows
But now
already,
it's legal.
but now it's legal, and they're not gonna be ready. I'm gonna bring my provisional license along with my elbows. That's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna be. This is legal now. Sam, you can't stop this. Dan with a heady, you can't stop this. I'm just gonna rain down elbows, hopefully. And yeah, and I think the amateur rules are perfect. Honestly, I think for those that are trying to start out in this and then even just get it to a certain level. But a lot of people shoot with their head looking down, and you can't do that, pro. You got to shoot with your
Yeah.
head looking up. You're gonna get kneed in the face. So, I'm looking to exploit a lot of tendencies I think people do at amateur, which they won't be able to do at pro.
I don't know if you saw the UFC last night, but there's like one of the worst cuts ever from
Oh
a
yeah.
knee when he went to shoot. Like it was just completely, oh, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, like a unibrow of like from eyebrow to cut. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am talking about me elbowing. I'm not looking forward to getting elbowed. 100%. Like I, I feel like on a good day when my hair's maybe a little bit more dyed, and I feel like I'm solid 8. I'll say I'm an 8, solid 8, maybe sometimes 7, 7.5, but on a good
You
day
don't
8.
need any scars.
If I start getting cuts, Katie, it's going to be a problem. That number rating is dropping, so I am a little worried about that. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm going to be concerned about. But
Talk to
hopefully.
me about the hair dye. Is that a Derek Brunson, like not stopping until like you lose a fight kind of hair dye? What
I
what are
mean,
we
I
saying?
did that face because I don't really rate Derek Brunson's. I mean, I'm sorry,
Oh,
but
no,
I
just
feel like I put enough.
his
Yeah.
concept of continuing with it
No,
because
I
he
know.
kept
Yeah.
winning.
No, I know. But yeah, I like it. I mean, it's just fun. The first time I dyed my hair was the beginning of 2021. It's just a little bit of fun. I'll do it if I if I have a buzz cut and I can do little fun stuff. I just like to express myself. For me, it's another form of expression.
Yeah.
Um, I can't really get ear piercings or nose piercings because of the sport I do. So I like to express myself in other ways in which I'm able to, and that's just one of them. So in my last fight, I had silver hair. We'll see. We'll see what I come up with. But yeah, it's just another form of expressing yourself. At the
You're
end of the
quite
day, we're
into
all
your
gonna die.
fashion as well, aren't you? Like you rock
Yeah, yeah,
quite
yeah.
some
I mean,
outfits.
everyone calls me a hipster down at the gym. They think I'm some hipster because I put on baggy trousers maybe and a baggier shirt than they used to. I'm not putting on skinny jeans and Air Maxes, so I think people are a little bit shocked about that. But yeah, I like to have a bit of fun. At the end of the day, it's all about fun because we're gonna die, and I don't want to die in a H&M shirt. It's just I don't want to die in a white H&M shirt and black chinos. It's just not. I wanna die at least so that at the autopsy they can look at me and be like, okay, he died fresh. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Well, hopefully that is many, many, many decades away, Vad.
Hopefully, hopefully.
It was
So,
so nice catching up with you. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I wish you all the very best of skill anybody who can't get to the show, you must buy the pay-per-view. The whole card is absolutely stacked, and Vad's fight is going to be absolutely incredible. It's
Thank you.
definitely one that I'm tipping for fight of the night in advance. Have you got any tickets left if people still want to come
I mean,
physically?
yeah. I mean, it's online. So
Is it just a code?
there's just a yeah. If you're not already following me, Louis Vad,
What have you been doing with your life?
what have you been doing? And it's okay because you know you got to start somewhere. So start today. I don't know what the date is, but start
18th
today,
of September.
18th of September. So if you haven't been following me, then please do so now. But that means you've been watching Katie Hunter MMA UK. So then you're doing at least something right, because you know, no, honestly, Katie, you're a living legend. You know, you're my first interview, and I'm happy to still be
Oh,
doing some now. So 100% when I turn pro, I have to get an interview with you to like complete everything. But
100%.
yeah, yeah, the voice of like I think I said this before. I don't know if you remember, but it's not Ariel Hawani, it's Katie Hunter. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so
That's it.
much, Vad. I really can't wait for the show. It's going to be amazing. I wish you all the very best of skill, and I hope to catch up with you afterwards and hear all about it.
100%. And you know, it's gonna be lights out. If not the venue, then in the cage. That's what it's gonna be. You know.
Is there any sponsors that you need to shout out or want to shout out?
Well, I mean, I wanna immediately just shout out Quilly because even today we did a massive photo shoot. But Eric's Gear is just a brand that's taken over MMA. So you know, if you're not following them, if you're not really, I mean, their training gear is really different. That's what really, I mean, you know, that's what drew me to it. It's something that you haven't seen before. The color scheme, it's just crazy and it's comfortable. So if you're not getting into Eric's Gear, if you haven't seen them, I mean, they're all over the place. Look at them now, and still shout out to Mauler as well. The gloves just have been snug on my hands as I'm getting these finishes and decisions, but unanimous decisions, so it's okay. But you know, and just yeah, and Vigorate and everybody's just been amazing. And I just want to thank, you know, Stronger where I came from. I want to thank GB Top Team, which has been just dealing with me and just, you know, just making me better. And of course, shout out to Mumsy, who's been here the whole way, and all my friends and loved ones. Because you know, we say sponsors, but people, friends, family, they're the real sponsors. They've been helping you out your entire life without you even needing to ask. I can ask a meal prep to send me a meal, but I never have to ask my mom to make me a meal. So that's the
Aw.
difference, I think. And I think she'll like this. I think I've said just the right amount. So
You've
yeah.
definitely earned some brownie points.
100%, yeah. No, thank you,
Bad.
Kate.
Just stay healthy. Have a great end of your camp, and really can't wait to watch your fight on the 8th.
Thank you. And likewise, and make sure your Wi-Fi is on because you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, 100%. Take care.
All right, you too. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.